Okay, so we've got to a bit of a tricky bit. Now that we've got these kind of uneven edges that are going in and out, I want to make it a bit more complex. But that's going to be a little bit tricky to do because it's now moving in three direct dimensions. It's going across, it's going up, it's going in, it's coming out again. So it's going to be difficult for us to work on flat planes. We're going to use this sweep profile to do that. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to use this right plane, and I'm just going to put it, I'm absolutely fine with it being in the middle, but I'm going to be using high up on it. So I'm going to make a new sketch. Let's go and have a look at it from the left. And I'm going to draw just two simple shapes here and here. And it's going to blend it together with this shape. So I'm going to draw a rectangle in this case. In my last one, I used a simple circle. And this time I'm going to use just two rectangles that are virtually the same size. Let's make them, we could make them exactly the same size. Let's do that. So we will use the dimension tool and we'll just get them exactly the same size. So I'm going to zoom in, I'm going to pick up those two and it gives me a dimension there. I'm going to make that 0.03. So 0.03. Okay, and I'll do the same on the other side as well. So I'm going to pick my dimension tool, one side, go to the other side, click and go up. It's all left click, 0.02, was it, or 3? I can't remember. 0.03, I think it was. Yes, it was. So I've got my two dimensions there sorted out. Oh, it's too tall as well. So I'm just going to sort that out as well. So let's make that 0.7. Let's make it so in between the two. And it looks like they're the same. Let's just make sure. 0.7, yeah. So they are now the same. All right, so I've got my dimensions sorted. That's fine. And I will just delete that one because I don't need it. I can now use those profiles. So I'm finished with that sketch. I just click tick on the sketch. I'm ready to do that lofting or that profiling here, this sweep. Okay, so I'm going to pull that along the edge down here, and it's going to make kind of like a kick stop around the side. And to do that, I go to sweep. I don't have to have anything selected. We're going to make a new solid, and we're going to select these two faces. They're the first two faces. And now the sweep profile that we're going to take is along here. Okay. Well, let's just get rid of that. That's just gone into the wrong place. It didn't realize I'd clicked there. So this is the profile that we want. You can see it's working already. We can sort that out in a second. Don't worry about that redness. And that side as well, and hopefully it will sort itself out. Now it might be struggling because we're doing two at the same time, and they're going in different directions along this profile edge, so it's struggling a little bit with it, but we'll see if it can work it out. No, it's not going to do it. So I'm going to do one at a time then. So let's get rid of that one. So I'll do this one first. Let's go back to the edges of the sketch. So don't want that at all. Let's just clear all these out. It's made a bit of a mess of it. Sorry, folks. So I'm going to select this one. That's what I want in the top. And then in the bottom one, the sweep profile is here. Okay, there we go. It's working now. Let's see if that's going to work. It says it does. Okay, so it's saying, yes, that's okay. So I've got my keep profile orientation. Since it's not going to do it any harm, let's just see if I can get that other side working now. So I'm going to select that one. It's going to do it wrong, you see. So that's not what I want. So let's get rid of that one. So we'll keep this one done on this side. I'm going to click yes on that. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side with the other profile. So go straight into sweep again. And we can see if we can find that sketch. So let's make that visible. Pick that one up as sketch 3. So it picked it up. I don't want that one. So let's make that part of it. There we go, facing sketch 3. It's a little bit fiddly, but it's going to work. So again, down that side and down that side. Keep profile orientation, and that gets rid of the error it's giving me. Okay, and click tick again, and I've done my two sides. Now, in the same way, in my other item, I managed to make a profile shape for a handle, so to go along the top above this, along the same thing. So I could do exactly the same thing with that. I'll do it slightly differently in a moment. But before I get onto that, wouldn't it be nice if that was a nice chamfered or rounded edge? So let's do that. So I'm going to pick up this edge all the way along here on this top edge here, and this one here. and we're just going to chamfer or round that off if we can. I'm just going to jump to a different view so I can pick up that edge nicely. I think it's picked, oh, it's picked the wrong one up. Make sure I've got that. And then I'm going to just fillet that or round it off a little bit. So we're going to check, have a nice small rounded fillet on the end there. So we don't want it too big. So 0.001, I reckon. So only a small rounded surface. Click tick, and it should be absolutely fine. Well, I'll just go and have a look at that for you so you can see what's happening there. So I'm zooming in, and you can see that very small detail there, but it's quite a nice little touch to stop that sharp edge on the inside edge there. Right, okay, so the last thing we're going to do is we're going to make a new sketch again, and this time this new sketch is going to be making a new item that's not connected to this one. Okay, we're going to make some surface is going to be above this. So in the same way, I'm going to use my right. I'm going to do it pretty quickly now because it's the same process. I'll make a new sketch on that. And this time above my bridge, I'm going to draw these two circles. So I'm just going to very quickly pull that up. Let's do that at 0.5. 0.5. Okay, and I'm going to convert that. So I'm going to escape. I'm going to convert that to a construction line for me. And then I'm going to draw a circle for a railing, which is going to be small, not very big at all. And again, I'm going to unconvert that one. So, escape. I'm going to take this one and going to make it not a construction line. So I've got my railing here. Okay, this one I am not going to do at the same time. So I'm going to do one side, then I'm going to do it, mirror it to the other. Okay, so I've got my circle drawn. Let's get that profile working for us. So finish that sketch. I'm happy with that. There it is. Okay, and let's do this sweep and see if it works. So I've got picked up my shape, and again, sweep path. I'm going to go and find the path that I want to sweep it through. So let's go and find the outside edges of this. You can see it's going to draw almost like magic. It's going to draw this railing for me. I'm just going to move around to a different view so I can pick that one up. And let's make sure we keep that rotation. I think I just picked up the fillet. Yes, I did. So I need to get the right line. There we go. So I've got my railing all drawn in. So I click yes, thank you very much. I've got that. Now what I want to do is I want to take that railing and I want to mirror it to the other side. So let's take that object. You can see it's called part number 2. It's automatically done that for me. And the mirror plane I want to have is here. So let's see if we can pick it up. So that's the mirror plane there. So it's the front plane there is what I've done. So let's have a look from the other view. I've got my 2 parts and it's done. At this point, everything that we've got is looking pretty good. And we're going to want to start doing kind of the supports for this railing next. That's kind of like the last bit we're going to do. But to do the supports, we might want to do use an assembly to get those to happen instead of building it all inside this part studio. So at the moment, our assembly has nothing in it at all. But we're going to have a look at that in the next video and how we could build just one railing and then duplicate those up. All right.